All right, I am going to go ahead and mute all here. Get all the noise. We are recording. We are live on the Deering Dream Team group. I want to just welcome you. Looks like we have some superstars here with us this morning. We have soon to be, and I want to see a ton of raised hands. We have soon to be 25K affiliate, Mr. Carlos Martinez. 1,400 away with 6 days left, no problem. We've got the amazing, and this gentleman was and is my hero. When I first got into business, I wanted to learn from him and see what he was doing. He's an amazing young man. Mr. Corey Reynolds, 10K affiliate, going to be 25K affiliate. He is back in the game, and we are excited about that. We have Mr. Troy Barrett, who's 700 away from 10K affiliate. We've got Dawn Rodarte, who is on her way. She's just knocking at the door of 10K affiliate. Her team, she's got, I don't know how many people that are hitting 5K. Lily Romero hit 5K again this month. James and Meredith hit 5. I mean, the list is going on and on and on. Here we go again. Hair standing up in my arms. You know, it is amazing what is going on in the Dream Team right now. We are having so much success and so many people that are experiencing what this business is all about. And I'm amazed. Thank you, Carlos, for helping me out as co-host today. So you're going to get, it's going to be the Ron and Carlos team today, the Ron and Carlos show. Robert, don't write him off. He and I had a great mastermind this week, and my guess is he will probably be back next week. One of the things that we talked about was him sharing his what he learned and how he started the business, and from his mentor, Mr. What's his first name? I forget. Gould.
Bill Gould.
Bill Gould. And how to take your business to the next level, right? How to have a massive success, how to have fast success, and so forth. So he's putting that together. He and I talked a lot about it and everything, and who knows? I'm not making any promises. You know how Robert is, but I'm hoping to get him here again the first Saturday. This is the last Saturday of January. Get him here the first Saturday in February, and to present again to our team and our family. Everything that just comes out of his mouth is amazing. So I have 3 things that I want to talk to you about this morning, and then I'm going to turn it over to Mr. soon-to-be 25K Carlos Martinez, and we'll try to get you out of here in about an hour and a half, depending on how windy we get, right? So first thing I want to talk to you about, some of you may have noticed that I put together this thing called the Dream Team Bot, right? And I've been using a program called ManyChat for a long time. And it's a great program because it allows you to tap into Facebook Messenger and automate a bunch of stuff that we normally would do, you know? And here's what I want to caution you all on. Don't worry, what I'm going to tell you about today, don't worry about you need to learn ManyChat and you got to implement ManyChat and everything else. I'm telling you about ManyChat because I've implemented this, and I'm going to use this as a tool of communication for our team and our family, because we have all these different messenger groups that we're all a part of right now, and they can sometimes get noisy. And what I mean by noisy is a lot of people, you know, commenting, posting, and things are zipping by, and something, if you're not on top of it, you may miss what went by. And it may be an important announcement of maybe a meeting coming up or something that's going on that we need to know about, and so forth. So, and I got to give credit to Lacey Garza, because she shared this with me, and I opted into hers and thought, oh, what an amazing way to use this. I use it for everything else. I didn't even think about implementing it and using it for our team as a team tool, okay? So I'm going to share my screen right now, and I want to just kind of go over with you real quick what I'm talking about so you understand. And I hope everybody can see this. Okay, so this is the dashboard of the ManyChat. and right now we have a handful, 62 people. But the cool part about this is that we can set up automation on this, and we can have this sequence. And I put together this sequence called Daily Basics. And so for anybody coming in, they're gonna immediately, what we want to do is we want to give them the link, and it's in the Daring Dream Team, and I'm going to show you where that is. You want to give them that link so that they can click on that and become a part of this system. It's like an autoresponder, right? Everybody knows about like Aweber and GetResponse and all of those. This is a autoresponder for Messenger. And here's why I'll tell you that it's so important. Email in this day and age, how many of you open your emails on a regular basis and read everyone and go for it, right? Well, I'm telling you, statistically, it's about 15% on a good day, right? You know what the open rate is for Messenger? 80%. So I could have collected all of your emails and sent you, done it that way and sent you emails every time something was going on. And hopefully somebody would have, of the 15%, got the news, got the message, right? But when I'm looking at an 80% open rate, okay, and here's look at these statistics already for the first two that have gone up, 63 and 90%. Is that huge or what? Okay. So this is where we're going to start putting people. They're going to automatically get sent these from day 1 to day 5. Okay. Here's another thing that allows us to do. This is called broadcasting. So this is where I can actually, like some of you got messages this morning saying, don't forget about, the Saturday training, a message about Lily's, I'm going to continue to put them out. Lily's, 5K again. I need to put out one for James and Meredith. But instead of it being these things being lost, you're going to get a message from the Dream Team Messenger bot that'll come up. And the only thing that's going to be on there is something that's pertinent to you. No one else's messages will be on there, no one else's comments or anything like that. And again, you can see 48%, 51%. These things are getting amazing open rates. So here's what I want to show you. This is what you want. Oops. When you bring a new person in, and those of you who are on this right now and you haven't done this, you need to go and do this. You need to go to announcements, okay? And what you want them to do is you want them to go to this post, okay? And on this post, you'll see this link. All they have to do is click on that link. It'll take them through some questions and things and set them up and get them started. And boom, they're in there. They're ready to go. Okay? Simple as that. That's all you need to do. So I hope that makes sense. Let's get everybody onto this because we can keep the message boards, the message threads that we have out there. But this will be an avenue for me to communicate with you and the team without it being muddled inside of all the other things. So I want to keep the other threads so that people can be asking those questions and can be doing that kind of stuff. And what I'm going to develop this bot into, as you submit questions to me, I'll create another sequence or another flow, they call it. So someone says, maybe Steve sends me a message and says, hey, what's the compensation plan, the best video for that? Well, I can create a flow and tie that to a key word so somebody can go into their messenger and say, and go to the messenger thread with the Dream Team bot and ask the bot, hey, what's the best, what video do I watch for the comp plan? And it'll automatically kick off that flow and start stepping you through. Here's what you go, here's a PDF, whatever it might be. So as we get better and better at this and more questions come up, I'll be able to put more and more questions and answers on there and these flows on there that will take you and your people step by step. So what this is going to be is a tool that becomes a point guide and direct. If you're bringing new people, you can say, hey, look, ask the bot. Ask the bot. I was going to call it Papa Smurf bot or Papa Burp bot, but I thought, yeah, And I still may put a beard on this little guy, but who knows? But I want to keep it. Although I may look like this in a few days, I will look like this in a few days. I want this to be the tool that you can just tell people, hey, look, ask the Dream Team bot, ask the Dream Team bot. So the more that the more it is, Stacy, it's amazing. I just so thankful that Lacey Garza, because like I said, I've been using this program on my own websites and everything for marketing for a long time, but to be able to use this now as a tool for the team, and just be able to tell people, hey, look, that when you bring someone in, the first thing you want to do is get them into the bot, because it's going to take them through how to get into all the other Facebook groups, what videos to start watching, what training to do. I've already got those 5 days set up, and that they can go through. Okay, so I hope this makes sense. If you have any questions about this, ask the bot. No, ask myself. Or go ahead, Carlos.
Ryan, I got a quick question. So just to clarify, so this is for paid affiliates and not preferred customers, correct?
It's no. I don't care. I don't care if preferred customers go in there.
Okay. So this is for
this may be anybody that we add. You should only be adding people to the Dream Team that are either a preferred customer or a paid affiliate. Someone that's paid. Someone that's bought some product. And here's the reason why I opened up the Dream Team group to the preferred customers, because guess what preferred customers can do? Become paid affiliates, right? And if they see all of this stuff going on as a preferred customer and get excited about everybody having success and making a little money too, I don't want to keep them out of that. I want them to see that. I want them to see the passion. I want them to see the vision. I want them to see everything that's going on. And if they see how the system is working, that they got this bot that they're using, they got all this stuff. This looks like a no-brainer business. I'm going to jump on board. Okay, so.
And this is even for sample customers too, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's funny you should. What a great. I love Daniel. He's like dropping the mic. This is Andy. Thank you so much. These are the things that I don't want to. I don't want to ever put you in a position where you think, oh no, we're deviating from Robert's training and all this. He and I talked about this, and he knows this is an amazing tool. These are just tools to accomplish what he's teaching us. I'm not trying to squirrel, I'm not trying to deviate you and take you from something that we're not teaching you to do. But if you can do it better, if we can put this together better, for instance, maybe Robert's got a big training, or maybe, we've changed things up a little bit about the sample, because I'm already putting together a flow explaining everything about the sample program. So now you can go into the bot and say, hey, bot, tell me about the sample program. And boom, it starts hitting you with messages and links and a step-by-step process on what it is. How incredible is that to be able to send that to your paid affiliates or your new preferred customers and say, hey, you want to know more about this? Okay. Is everybody getting this? Is this something you think that will help out? Okay. All right. Outstanding. See, I don't have elves. I don't have elves helping me with this as much as I'd like to, right? So good. Okay, that's number one. I could check that off my list. All right. Okay. The number two thing that I want to talk to you about is, and thank you, Carlos, for a great segue, is the sample program. Now I know Carlos, I get Carlos and Robert mixed up all the time. I know Robert talked about this the other day, and I think people just didn't get it to a certain extent. Okay, so I want to go, because it seems like all week long I kept getting asked, well, what about the sample program? Can they, can they update, become a paid affiliate, and doing that, do they have to buy more products? because I don't want to be deceptive and tell them it's $32 when it's really $75 and things like that. All legitimate questions. And I want to set the story straight. I want to make sure everybody knows and everybody understands the amazing power behind the sample program. Okay. And the reason I'm even more passionate about this, because this morning, and Carlos alluded to it a little bit, talked about it a little bit before we got started, is a company that I was involved, I'm technically still a part of, but I'm getting rid of that position next week. for sure, but I don't do anything with them or anything else. But they announced a new, and I'm not, you don't need to know the company or anything else, but they announced a new product, CBD oil, not even compare. This is not even in the same ballpark as ours. And it's really high priced, and a lot of these things that they were putting together are high priced and so forth. And I understand that all, because it all comes down to, how do I make the compensation work? And if my compensation isn't what it needs to be, then I got to make everything higher price so that I can pay out a little bit and keep a little bit, right? So to be able to offer somebody, and I love Robert's examples. I can come to you, if I'm talking to Carlos and I say, and Carlos was a no-brainer, right? He had the money, he was ready to go. He did the HempWorks, executive pack, and boom, right? But if I'm talking to Carlos and Carlos says, man, I'd love to come in as an executive, but I'm gonna have to sell a few things. I'm gonna have to, ask for, my spouse or my brothers and sisters, or probably not your spouse, but I'm gonna have to ask to borrow the money, or I'm gonna have to sell something, or give away my kids, whatever, to get the money, right? The next person you're talking to, when they say, hey, I'd love to come in as an executive, I don't have the money, and you say, well, if you really want this, you would find the money, because I did. I sold, my children, and I did everything I needed, right? Chances are they're not going to. And I know we've all heard that, if people don't have skin in the game, they're not going to do anything. Well, I can tell you, and Carlos may touch base on this when he talks, but I've been involved with a lot of high-ticket programs, and so has he. And I know people that have spent upwards of $60,000 and done nothing. And if that's not skin in the game, I don't know what is. So understand, when you're talking to somebody about the product, the opportunity, and what they have their hands on, it's your passion, it's your commitment, it's your vision that is going to drive them into doing something. Not how much money they have in skin in the game, because I can tell you from 40 years experience, I've seen hundreds of people that have got skin in the game and have done absolutely nothing. And I've seen people that have come in at the lowest possible price point and become leaders in the company. So it's not what they put into the company to get in. It's the vision and the passion that they see in you initially, and the vision you have, that drives them. So that said, somebody comes in through the sample funnel, right? They come in through the sample funnel. They purchase this. They pay the shipping and handling to get the samples for free, right? Okay, so they get the samples for free. They've only had to pay the shipping and handling. Here's what happens when they go through that funnel. And if you haven't gone through the funnel, and you can, I tried to go through the funnel and said, we've already used that credit card, you can't. But I went through it enough to see that it forces you to create a username and a password, just exactly like preferred customers do. So they create a username and a password. And I am going to share my screen again here so you guys can see this. And I made a mistake the other day. I did a video. Those of you who saw the video I did, I actually upgraded one of my friends, my neighbors, who was a preferred customer, and I created her account for her and did everything for her. So I had to message her and say, hey, I'm sorry, I'll give you $20. Don't worry about it. So when you come here to the sign up, and so here's where I would send them, excuse me, you have to send them to here, mydailychoice.com/login. You can't send them to one of the new ones that says that is my HempWorks Spot or lockinmyspot.com. Those are for pre-enrollees. Those are not for preferred customers, paid affiliates, or the sample customers. So because they created a username and a password, they would...
Ron, excuse me. I don't know if you're intending to share your screen. We can't see it.
Oh. Details. There we go. Okay. So you'll have to come to this My Daily Choice up here, log in. mydailychoice.com/. Thank you, Carlos. Okay. I get so excited about this stuff. I forget that you guys can't see what I'm saying. It's like trying to show somebody over your phone when you're just talking to them on the phone and, you know, and pointing the phone at stuff and saying, hey, can't you see this? What's the matter with you? Right? All right. So when they log in here as a preferred customer, and I don't have a preferred customer account I can use anymore because this person now is upgraded to a paid affiliate. But what you're going to see on the other side when they log in, okay, there are going to be two links that are really important. One link is going to say refer a friend. Okay, and if they click on the refer a friend link, that's where they get their link as a preferred customer. Doesn't matter how they became a preferred customer. If they became a preferred customer because they bought, you know, 4 or 5 products, or they bought the samples, doesn't matter. They're preferred customers. They can click on refer a friend and they'll get their link. And if they refer 3 people who purchase, they get their product for free, of the equivalent product, right? Those customers become yours because they're your customer, and customers don't get paid on customers. So the customers become yours. Right? Now, I'm gonna sidetrack. I'm gonna squirrel a little bit and tell you this. Okay. So, and you don't need to, from here, there's nothing I can show you on the screen anyways. Here's what I do with my preferred customers and sample customers. I step them through and let them know this. I let them know that here's your refer a friend link. This is exactly what you do. You use this link when people say, hey, where did you get that amazing stuff? Go to my link, because if I get 3 people, I get mine for free, and you get your product for free. And they get all excited about that. I take it one more step and I let them know that, but those people are going to be my customers, and I'm going to get paid the commission on them. Every single time, the first question they ask is, well, how can I get paid the commissions? Everybody see what's happening here? They want to know how they can get the commissions. Now, you guys know me, I'm kind of a jokester, so I'll tell them, oh, well, you got to pay this big, you know, affiliate fee to get involved and everything, and then you can have the commissions too. And you can hear the sigh, well, what is it? And I'll say $20. A month? No, $20. A year? No, $20. Well, why wouldn't I do that? Exactly. I can't tell you how many customers I used to have that are paid affiliates now. Okay, so be sure you let them know how the Refer 3 Get It Free program works, but also let them know that those customers are yours, and you're going to get the big bucks, because you don't know how they might just say, oh wow, that is amazing. Okay, so the other link that you need to know about is the one right underneath that says earn income. So if any of your preferred customers click on that earn income, it tells them explicitly, you only have to pay $20 one-time fee. You don't have to buy anymore. You don't have to do anything else. You click on this button, and guess what? It's already tied to their credit card because they already paid. So when you click on the button, the next screen they see is, congratulations, welcome, you know, you are now a paid affiliate. Boom, that easy. $20, $20, 20 dinero. 20 mullahs, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, right? So for $12 for shipping and handling, $20 for the paid affiliate, they are now in business for $32. So if anybody tells you, oh no, that's not really true, they've got to buy a builder's pack, they got to buy, you don't have to do that. Now, do you want to encourage them to do that? Absolutely. You want to then do a meeting with them, a Zoom with them, a phone conversation or something with that person and say, look, now congratulations, you can start making money now. You know, let me just explain the rest of, you know, the kind of the comp plan to you and let you know what your other options are. I'll tell you a little bit about my story and what I did, whatever you need to do to talk to them, but don't make it an issue where, wow, you got in for $32, you're kind of less of a person and we're not going to do anything with you until you upgrade. It doesn't have to be that way. They can earn money. And if you look at the compensation plan, you'll see where it says unranked. Now, the compensation plan wouldn't have percentages and commissions for unranked people if they weren't going to pay them. And the reason they're unranked is because they don't have 40 BV, right? They've only got 3. This is a hugely, hugely powerful tool for us, because I can tell you without question, the person that you're talking to that says, well, you know, I don't have the money, you know, if you don't come in as an executive or a director, I really can't work with you. Or you really need to come in as that, if you're going to be a part of the group and things like that. That person that doesn't have the money will tell you, okay, as soon as I get the money, I'm going to do that. I don't know what the percentage is, but it's really high that they never get the money. And guess what? Some other company, some other person comes to them and says, well, you can get into our company for $50, right? They get sidetracked. I would much rather capture that person, get them in there, even if they're only going to make 50 cents or $1.50, right? They can make commissions on, they get a link, they can start promoting. So I think it's 20 or 25% for an unranked person, okay? So let's say 20%. If they sell a HempWorks executive pack that's 400 BV, what's 20% of that? $80, right? They just made $80 and all they did was get in for 32. Guess who's probably gonna upgrade when you tell them you could have made 200? How can we get you to upgrade right now? So that's the sample program. I'm gonna put that in the bot as a flow. Is anybody real quick? Does anybody have any questions or not understand that? Just unmute yourself real quick.
Hey Ron, this is James. Carlos caught it, but I just posted the video that you uploaded to the Daring Dream Team group on how customers upgrade for the sample funnel.
Oh, awesome, great. And if you don't get to run one real quick thing on the Q&A window, or not the Q&A window, I'm sorry, on the chat window, at the bottom of it, there's a little more button. You can actually save this chat. So if there are we end up putting a lot of links in there, you can save that chat and you can go back later and look at the chat and grab the links and so forth if you don't have time to either write them down or click on them and bookmark them and so forth, okay?
Hey, Ron.
Yes, Debbie.
I didn't see where the referral button was.
The referral button
In the back office.
It's if you're a paid affiliate, there is none.
I mean, as far as customers, when they fill out the sample pack,
yeah.
You want to refer to customers.
Okay, if you log in as a preferred customer, you have to be a preferred customer. If you're a paid affiliate and you log in, there is no refer button because the program doesn't apply to paid affiliates. But if
I got it.
Okay. So if they're a preferred customer, there's going to be a button on the left-hand side that says refer a friend. But if you're a paid affiliate, that won't work because you're making commissions. It's not the same. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Man, I'm making good time.
Ron, I have a quick question.
Yes.
Again, how do you, I'm so new, I can't even remember how to go about finding out who the customers might be that took your sample packs.
It's easy enough. You log into your back office and go to Contact Manager.
Contact Manager, okay.
It's real simple. Go to Contact Manager. It'll list all your pre-enrollees, all your paid affiliates, and anybody that took the sample pack or became a preferred customer will say preferred customer on it.
Right, because I just noticed someone I hadn't talked to in over 40 years. He was like my 13-year-old. When I was 13-year-old, he was a friend of mine for like not even a year, and he saw something that I posted, and he ended up getting something from his wife on the sample pack. Like,
yeah,
wow.
let me real quick. You're going to be surprised how that's going to happen a lot.
Yeah.
This time I'll remember to share. Okay. All right. So this is my back office under Contact Manager, and you'll see that we've got some that are pending orders here. Oh, that was me testing something out. Here's a couple of customers that are waiting for their orders to go through. So it'll say they're affiliate, they're a preferred customer, pre-enrollees, and so forth. So here's where you can check them all out. Okay. Again, for me, I spend a majority of my time on the dashboard here so I can, oh no, I just went over 46,000. Okay, so anyways, sorry about that. I get excited every time I look at it. I'm less than 4,000 away. We are going to, and I don't consider me getting 50K affiliate guys and gals. I consider our team getting 50 because it's not like I'm doing it myself at all. It's this amazing family, amazing team. So we're making a statement. The Daring Dream Team is making a statement to be the first 50K. I mean, I know Kathy's a 50K affiliate, but the first non-Kathy, non-Parker 50K affiliate team in the Power Team. That's amazing in 8 months. So, and it's all because of you guys. I'm so honored and blessed. And all we have less than 4,000 to get between now and the end of the month. So anything I can do to help any of you get further ahead, get people in, just please let me know. I want to do that for you. All right.
Hey, Ron, we got a couple of questions in the chat.
Okay. What I'm not looking at the chat. Do you want to read them to me, Carlos, please?
Okay. So Cecilia is asking, so if anyone, so even if you come in as a sample affiliate, that affiliate can promote all our packages, right? Not just the sample pack?
Absolutely. They're a paid affiliate. There's no distinguishing. That's what I love about this. You don't have to be a certain rank to promote anything. If you're a paid affiliate, you know, you can come in and now if they stay a preferred customer, whether again, the preferred customer, doesn't matter how you got there, whether you purchased and chose preferred customer or you went to the sample funnel, preferred customer is a preferred customer. So you have the option of doing the refer a friend program, which is refer 3 people that purchase off of your link and you get your products for free, or earn income, click that button and pay the $20 and become a paid affiliate. Now, as a paid affiliate, you're no different than me or Troy or Todd or Tanya or Jane or anybody else, right? You're a paid affiliate. And that means that you can promote and get paid commission on any product that we have. That's huge. That is huge. Okay. Next question.
All right. And for those, James and Meredith just posted the sample pack link. Okay. So it's that with your username at the end. And then Sherry Koch, she has a question. She asks, where is the sample pack link?
There you go. The sample pack link is hempworks samples.com/your username, right? That's as easy as it is.
That's all the questions we got, Ron.
Wow.
Anybody else, guys? This is the perfect time to come out and ask a couple of questions. Don't be shy.
All right. Are we having fun yet or what? Okay, so last thing I want to touch base on is I want to tell you a quick story. I got started back in the 1970s, 40 plus years ago, right? And I got started with that company that we all know. It's called the American Way, or Amway, right? And being from Michigan, I grew up in Amway country. That's where it's at. They're based out of Ada, Michigan, Grand Rapids area. That's the big claim to fame in Michigan. If you go up into that area, is Amway, huge corporate office and everything else. I was blessed to know, and Carlos may even share this graphic again, but I was blessed to know people like Bill Britt and Ron Perrier. I never met Dexter Yeager, but I went to a couple of his events and saw him and so forth. So these guys were the greats. If you look on that list that Robert's on is number 13, you'll see Bill Britt, you'll see Dexter Yeager, Dexter and Bertie Yeager, his wife. And one of the things that they became amazing genius experts at is what we call dreamscaping. They were able, and if you're on Robert's last 2 Saturday trainings or any of his masterclass trainings, he's done this a couple of times, and he and I have talked about it on a number of occasions, but it's developing the skill and the art of dreamscaping with somebody, or visionscaping, whatever you want to call it, but sitting down and something like, if the walkthrough would go, or the role play would go through, if I was talking to Troy, I would ask Troy, you know, what is it? And you want to do this with your new paid affiliates, anybody that you get on. I try to do this as soon as I can in the process, but I would sit down with Troy and I might say, hey, Troy, you know, what is it that got you passionate enough to jump on board? What is it that tweaked your interest? What is it that you see yourself accomplishing in this business? And I know, and I'm using Troy because I know it is, you know, and Troy might come back and he'll say, you know, I've got this anxiety, I've got these things, I know how good this stuff is. I want to just, you know, get rid of my pills. Well, the next thing I'm going to ask him is, okay, you know, if you, what would it feel like to not be taking those pills? What would it feel like to be free of all these narcotics and not have to get that again, not have to take them again? Well, most people are going to say, oh, man, that's amazing. I can't wait to get to that point. Some of the people, for those of you who were on last week, you saw Amanda talking about she just a couple of $100, right? A couple of $100, you know, and how would that make you feel? Because what you're trying to do, you're trying to attach that result to an emotional feeling. Because you know what's going to happen? And I know some of you are going to go, really? You're going to have hard times in this business. Okay? Anybody have hard times already? For those of you who are building a business and aren't raising your hand, I don't believe you. Okay? Wayne's laughing down there because he knows. He's been doing this for a while. You know, there are going to be, you know what's going to happen? There's going to be that one person that you think is going to kill this business, and you get them out and you convince them to get on board, and guess what happens? They do absolutely nothing. Your best friend joins the company and he's all, man, they're just on fire, ready to do this. And a week after they get involved, it's like, oh yeah, you know what, squirrel, I found something else, I'm going there. Sorry, you know, it's going to happen. You're also going to get those people that jump on board and you think, man, you know, I don't know what they're going to do, but maybe they're going to do something. I got a new gentleman on board, and he amazes me every day we talk, you know, and he's not a techie guy. He's just one of these people that just knows what he wants. He's going out there and doing it. And you know, congratulations, Wayne, you are amazing. And I'm sorry if I'm calling you out, but you're doing an amazing job. So you just don't know. So you're going to have all these ups and downs. What drives you into that getting through them is that passionate vision you have. And sometimes you're going to have to reach out and you're going to have to talk to that person and say, hey, remember when we talked, Troy, about how it would make you feel to get off those meds and how that's going to make you feel to make that extra $500 a month and so forth, what it is? Has any of that changed? Well, no, great. But what happens to them is all of a sudden, all of those emotions start rushing in that you implanted and you brought up to them when you were dreamscaping with them. And all of a sudden, they're back on fire again. I can tell you, I've done this so many times in life, I can't count it. And how, I don't want to say impressive because that's not the right word, but how effective it is in getting people fired up again, getting them back on track and getting them excited about because it's that emotion that drives them. It's like when the business goes from your head to your heart, everything changes. Everything changes. So you need to learn to dreamscape. You need to learn to talk to people, ask them their questions, and you need to start getting, those of you who are building the business, as soon as you get a new person, I don't care if you just have one person. If you haven't done it yet, sit down with them. Find out where their head is. Find out where they're going, what it is. If the answer is, man, if I could just make an extra $200, find out why. Why would $200, Tanya, why would $200 change your life, right? And if Tanya says, man, with $200 in a couple of months, I could pay off this one credit card that's driving me crazy. How would that make you feel? Man, you'd be debt-free in that credit card. Oh, man, I'd feel so much better. Guess what? A month from now, if she says, this is really hard. I'm saying, remember that credit card? How's that going? Let's get you that $200 a month. Yeah, you're right. Okay, let's go. I'm ready to go. Let's do it. Okay. You've got to get that emotion. You got to get that emotional type. You got to learn how to dreamscape. You got to learn how to take people, because it's not going to be, I want a yacht. I mean, it's hard for you to, if you've got somebody on your team that the most important thing in their life right now is to get a yacht, That's going to be a hard one to dreamscape, right? Because most of the people you're going to talk to it's going to be, if I could only get an extra $500, man. The statistic in the United States is an extra $500, and most families' income, household income, will save them from going bankrupt. An extra $500. Can you imagine how that would make them feel? Can you imagine how it would make them feel to know that they've got the money to now purchase healthcare insurance so that them and their kids can have the proper coverage they need? Because what they've got right now, they can't. But if they could make an extra couple $100 a month, wow. The peace of mind, everything that would give. So, okay. Learn how to dreamscape. The Amway people that I learned under were amazing experts at this. They could sit people down and take them on a journey that would get them so fired up and so emotional about building the business. And it wasn't all about making tens of thousands of dollars, okay? It was about that simple thing in their life that would change so much. That would be such a powerful change. I mean, a yacht or vacations, that's all cool things, but that doesn't change emotionally being able to pay for your kid's school, or being able to, get your credit cards out of debt, or being able to pay a medical bill that you've incurred because of something that happened to your child, or it's just, the list goes on and on that are drive emotional ties. Okay. So I hope these things have helped you. I can't wait to get the bot out there. I can't wait to get everything going. What I believe Robert is going to present to us either next Saturday or the Saturday after that, it's going to be amazing. Work with your team. This business is all about your team. I know people will tell you've got to recruit. Everybody's got to recruit. And you do. You've got to bring new people in. You've got to do all that stuff. But you have got to learn to build with your team and with their team and with their team, and learn how to build an environment and a community that you're serving people. One of the things I am so very honored, blessed, and proud is that this family is just a multitude of servant hearts. I can't answer fast enough the questions that get asked. I try to jump in there and think, hey guys, I'm really here. Let me answer. But I've got people that are just, on fire and answering the questions and it's just, okay, there goes the hair again. It's amazing. And that's why we're having such amazing success. And that's why I'm so blessed and honored to be with this team. So, wow. God bless you all. I hope this has helped. And I'm going to turn it over to Carlos and mute my camera.
We love you, Ron. We love when you get dusty like that. I love it. You're awesome, Ron. We love. Give it up to Ron. Don't we love Ron Deering, everybody?
Hey, Carlos.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt. I just want to say thank you for the leadership, for you and Ron and our team. We really are just filled with gratitude, and we share that with all of you. I just want to kind of add to that, being a good steward, for us, it's never changed from day one in the 6 months we've been in. And I just want to share, it's all about reaching one, teaching one, and helping one.
Yeah.
To reach one is to share. To teach one is to duplicate. And to help one is to continue to show that love and support. And we repeat that daily.
Yes.
God bless you guys, James and Meredith. Man, I love you guys dearly. I love this team. There's not a person on this team that I am not blessed and honored to be working with, whether you're directly on the dream team or you just reached out and became a part of this team. Todd, I love you, brother. You're an amazing young man. So God bless you all. We are going to be doing some things this year that people are going to remember for years to come. We are going to impact lives. We are going to change lives. We are going to do things that I believe no other company has done before because of the hearts, the servant leadership that this team, that this family has right here today. So we've got about 45 to 30 more minutes. I'm sorry, Carlos, I took a little more than I wanted to, but I'm going to turn it over to Carlos to close this out. If you guys have any more questions, please let us know. And again, thank you so much. Let me know how I can help.
Awesome, Ron. Awesome. Super, super powerful. Love the story. Just thank you so much for sharing from your heart. And guys, folks, we're here in many ways, because of what Ron Deering has done, and we have such a very, very special family, and I love it. It all comes from God. It's ultimately who it comes to. So all praise and glory to him, but it's just wonderful to be such part of such an awesome organization of people just helping each other. And really, it comes from Robert. Can you imagine, had Robert not stepped into his greatness, had he believed the lies? And sad to say, though, there's many of us here that are believing the lie. All right. And what is that lie? That lie is that you're not worthy. I'm going to say that again. That lie is that you're not worthy. Something that you've been believing for far too long, right? And I know there's many of you here that believe that you are not worth it, that you are not God's special miracle. And I'm going to try and get not choked up because I'm already getting choked up. And I want you to put that to the side. I want you to stop believing that lie because you are all special and worthy, okay? So I'm going to teach you some things on how to get past that, right? And why do we believe that? Why do we believe that we are not worthy? All right. Oftentimes it's because of what we've been through, all of our experience. And we've all been through hurt and rejection, right? We've been through shame. We've been through so many things. But why do we believe that lie? Many of us have been through abuse, physical abuse, just emotional abuse, just a lot of things that we've been through, right? Failures. But that keeps us down. And that abuser, right? That abuser has control over us and we feel powerless. So how do you get beyond that? How do you get beyond that thing? And I listen to as much as I can. Obviously every morning I get up, I read the Bible, I get into prayer, and I start to recondition my thinking, right? Because oftentimes, I felt the way you felt. Okay. And it was actually not too long ago that I felt this way. Right. And if you look at, for example, my story, in 2008, you're talking 2008, 2009. I mean, I went through it like an all-time low. I mean, you talk about like just really low. I mean, my second wife had just left me. Okay. My real estate empire, my real estate empire had collapsed, right? Because I had a few properties across the country. I had to file for Chapter 7 bankruptcy. So you talk about an all-time low. I mean, it's all kinds of stuff hitting me, and I was down in a funk for many years. Now, I wasn't depressed, and thank God I've never been one to like hit the bottle or nothing like that, So I didn't turn to the bottle for that pain relief. But what happened was, like, I started getting into that self-pity. That was my bottle, right? My bottle, my alcoholism, right? My drug was my own self-pity, just kind of my own poor self-image. And it was like that for years, right? So, but what did I do to get beyond that? And this is going to really help you out. This is really going to transform. This is going to make you unstoppable and powerful. What changed for me was when I started to help and serve others. That's what really, really just like, okay, what got me like past it? Okay, because I felt unworthy. Like, okay, who's going to listen to me? Who's going to want to like, who am I worthy? And then I started to change the way I think. I started to listen to motivational speakers all the time and just change my thinking. So every morning I would shut off the news. The news apps on my phone, I got rid of them. All right. So I had to go through a detox of all that stuff. Right. I had to shut out as many people as I could. There were all the negativity that was coming towards me. Okay. I had to just get into the good stuff and just, I aligned myself with all positive minded people. But then it all changed when I started to help other people. Okay. It didn't matter what, and whatever 2 cents that I can do, because you know what, receiving comes from giving. All right. Ron talked about it. And so did James talked about it right now when he jumped on board. You know, when you start to help others and lift others up, it feels good to help other people. It really does, in any way, shape, or form, whether it's, just a kind word to someone. Okay. Anything, because I believe, and I know for a fact, that we are all natural born encouragers. We really are. And when we encourage other people, guess what? Eventually it's going to pay back to us. So I want to call upon you that if you're feeling unworthy, first off, don't believe the lie. I want to tell you that you're all worthy here. You're all children of God, created. Folks, the book Genesis tells us we are all created in his image. Right? That's not a lie. God doesn't lie. We are all created in his image. So we have this greatness in us. And I want you to stop believing that lie, because you are all loved and special and worthy. So we got to get your your programming reprogrammed. So how do you do that? Okay. So, there was this video that I was watching by a guy named Dr. Bruce Smith. All right. Now, Dr. Bruce Smith, he's a prominent psychologist. And he says that in the first, our 5% of our subconscious creates 95% of our words, our thoughts, and our actions. I'm going to repeat that. 5% of our subconscious, okay, only 5%, creates 95% of everything we think, say, and do. But this 5% is created in the first 7 years of our life. It's done. Now, you have nothing that happens in the first 7 years of your life is your fault. You're just a kid, right? Are you guys getting this? You're just a kid. So who are you affected by? Well, if you were fortunate enough to have parents, right? Your parents, okay? Aunts, uncles, family, siblings, teachers, society, okay? So all that gets ingrained in you in the first 7 years of your life. It's already ingrained. It's in your subconscious, right? I'm going to give you an example in just a second, okay? So it's already ingrained in your subconscious. So how do you change that? How do you change that 5% that is affecting your 95%? How do you change that? Okay. Well, you change that. Dr. Bruce Smith says you change it one way only, through repetition. That is it. It's called what you call muscle memory, right? Kind of so mental memory, I call it. How do you change that? So now it comes to all right, what am I repeatedly thinking? What am I repeatedly saying? What am I repeatedly doing? So now you're going to have to reprogram that 5% to change that 95%. And that's why those I am statements, all right, let me get them out here. Okay. Everything started to change for me when I started to read these I am statements to myself. When I started to read my Bible every single day, okay? I mean, some of you already know about this stuff, right? But you got to get this, and you've got to change that programming, all right? And for those of you that are really struggling, like I was, right? That means you got to do it more than twice a day. So I wake up every morning to these I am statements, and I go to before I go to bed, after my prayers and reading my Bible, this is the last thing that I say to myself, okay? And then throughout the day. So look at this, all right? Look at this. So imagine yourself saying this to yourself. I am. Right? And that's God's, right? That's his name. I am the great I am, right? I am whole, perfect, strong, powerful. I am loving, harmonious, and happy. I deeply and fully accept myself. I feel safe and secure in my life. I feel loved and deserving of love, right? That's the one thing that we all need. Don't we all deserve to be loved and want to be loved more than any other thing? That's the one thing that we need. I am competent, capable, and worthy. I am loving, and I am loved. I am surrounded by trusting and trustworthy friends. I bring value to everyone. I am a child of God and the universe that he created. I am a success. I can be, do, and have everything that I want. I can do anything that I put my mind to. I vividly picture what I want, and I resolutely move toward it. Guys, this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. So guess what? Remember what I said? Dr. Bruce Smith says to change the 95% of what we do, we got to change that 5% programming that's in our subconscious that we had no fault. Folks, I'm here to tell you, it is not your fault. It's not your fault. And I want you to forgive yourself. That is the person that we need to forgive the most, right? Yeah, we got to forgive the people that hurt us and offend us, but really, we got to forgive ourselves the most. Les Brown, the one of my favorite motivational speakers, he says, "Forgive and grow." But the person that we need to forgive the most is the person that we look at in the mirror every single day. Forgive yourself. It's okay. It's okay. All right. So you made mistakes, right? So you failed. So you had shame, right? That's okay. Right? And for those of you that are believers, Jesus said, it is finished. He took that on the cross. It is finished. Nail it to the cross. It's done. You are a new creation, a new being. Okay? So forgive yourself and grow, and do not believe the lie that you are not worthy, because you are very, very worthy. And the way to get out of that is to start serving others in any way, shape, or form that you can. Just simple as a kind word. Simple as just as a kind word, because guess what? That's going to make you feel good about it. Okay. And guess what? When you start stepping out into your greatness, I'm going to warn you, all right? When you start stepping out into your greatness, that you decide to because the devil wants to keep you down, because the more you step out into your greatness, guess what you're doing? All right. This is a huge eye opener. The more you step out into your greatness of who God called you to be, the more you're being created and the more you're like his image. And the devil doesn't like that, right? Because you're giving glory to God, and then that's when the attacks come. So when you start stepping out into your grace, guess what's going to happen? The attacks are going to be even greater, but you've got to push through it. Start serving more. Start serving more. Start serving more. Who can I serve? Wake up every single day and ask yourself this one question. Who can I help today? Who can I impact today? Because before, I used to think, all right, what do I got to do to be successful? What do I got to do to this? What do I got to do to make 10K? What do I got to do, to get a bigger house, bigger car, whatever the case may be? I used to think for myself, but now I wake up every single day. Who can I impact today? Who can I help? And guess what? The blessings come. When you start thinking that way every single day and looking out for who can I help, who can I serve, the blessings come. Does it get tiring? Yes, it does. But it's a good thing, because now you're like in it, like, wow, So when you start to impact lives like that, God gives you the strength from somewhere. Like, okay, because right now I'm working more than I did when I was in corporate America, but it doesn't feel like work. So now I know, like, when you see a minister or a priest or someone that opens up a nonprofit, it doesn't have to be, a religious one, someone that opens up a nonprofit, where do they get the strength to serve so many for so long? Because when you start helping people, you realize that how much people need your help. And then the strength just comes, and it just comes, and God gives you the strength. God gives you the words. You just got to get out of that comfort zone and say, okay, who am I going to impact today? Right? It's much easier to help someone, right? It's much easier to help someone, and even, like I said, sharing a kind word, than it is to think, okay, I can be a success. The success will come, right? That's how you do it, and do it day in and day out. And when you get into that action mode, see, because action, right, is what produces the faith. See, people think that faith is like a noun. Faith is actually a verb. Faith is a verb. All right. Put your faith into action. And even the apostle said, right, faith without works is dead. Put your faith, okay, in action. And when you start doing that, it's going to come. It is going to come. Trust me that it will. And all of a sudden, right, you're going to be unstoppable. You're going to get to the point where, the devil starts, the devil's going to be like, oh no, oh my goodness, Susan just woke up, Debbie woke up, Jan woke up, Tanya woke up, Ron woke up, Don woke up, Daniel woke up, like, oh man, here he goes. I got to find a way to bring him or her down, right? You want to become like that. Serve other people. That is the secret to it. Start serving other people. So I love, as Ron said, all of a sudden, like, one of the greatest feelings that I have is seeing I am like addicted to seeing other people just like find out who they really are. And I know Robert is too, and I know Ron is too. When you find out who you really are, like, if you can see your greatness that I see, that Ron sees, okay, that Robert sees, that God sees, if you can see yourself the way other people see you, right? And I'm not talking about the negative people, because those negative people, guess what? They just really just hate themselves. You got to remember that the people that, the minister Joyce Myers always said this, okay? Hurt people, you got to remember this, hurt people hurt other people. So when someone hurts you, it's just really them they're hurting. That really just them they're hurting, you just got to pray for them. It's like, you know what? I can't control this, right? I can't control. All I can control is what I do, what I think, and what I say, and how I feel. That's all. That's the only thing you have control over. You have no control over anyone else, right? So don't give them power over you, right? Forgive yourself and grow, right? Forgive yourself and grow and start serving others, because the goodness is going to come. The blessings are going to come. And every little bit that you have, whatever you have, it can be anything, right? And I love one of my favorite parables is when Jesus is sitting in the temple with the apostles, and people are giving money, they're giving to the temple and to the church or to the synagogue there, and you got all these rich people that are giving it all this money, and they're feeling really good about themselves because they give a bigger chunk of money. But then you got the poor little widow, right? The poor little widow who gave like only just a coin or two, okay? But Jesus said, hey, she gave a lot more than they gave, even though the actual sum, all right, the actual sum, there was a lot more what the actual religious leaders gave, but she gave everything she had. The significance of it, and that's what I'm trying to tell you, like the significance of it, like even the little bit, even the kindest word that you can give to someone, that is significant. Start impacting people's lives. And when you start focusing, when we take our own vision, our own mindset off of ourselves and onto others, that's when you realize, like, wow, man, my goodness. He's like, I don't have it as bad as everybody else, right? We're so blessed. We're so blessed. For those of us that are fortunate enough to be, in America, right, in North America, we are so blessed to be in this country because we are already richer than probably 90% of the world. Most of the world, they live on $2 a day. $2 a day. Okay? People from Venezuela, all right? I have a virtual assistant, all right? Beautiful young lady, awesome young lady. She's 25 years old, okay? In Venezuela, they make $2 a month. How do I know? Because she tells me. It's totally chaotic over there. And the worst part about it, even if they had money, all right, even if they had money, the store shelves are empty. Imagine, like, you ever see, like, in Florida, right? Florida, there's a hurricane coming through, and then all of a sudden you see the news shots, right? Store shelves are empty, the water's gone, the bread's gone, the egg's gone, the butter's gone, so on and so forth. It's like that every single day in Venezuela, even in the capital. Imagine the smaller towns, okay? They live on $2 a month. They live on $2 a month. We are blessed and very fortunate to be, if you have a home to live in, if you have, food every day, right? You have a warm bed to sleep in, you're better than at least 2/3 of the world already, right? You got parents, you're fortunate enough to have a mom or a dad, even if they may be separated or divorced, or maybe they've gone on to be with God already, okay? Then, you know what? Consider ourselves blessed. We got to count our blessings of what we have. But I want to tell you, folks, that you are so worth it. You are so worth it. And the way to get past that funk is serving others. I hope that I got that message across. And what you're going to say, what you say to yourself every day. So if you don't already have these statements, these I am statements, I'm going to share my screen in just a little bit. They're already in the Deering Dream Team. Okay, I'm going to show you where you can get these. This is where it starts, folks. Watch what you say to yourself. Watch what you say to yourself. You got to just, like, as the Bible says, take every thought captive and give it up to Christ, right? Something negative comes in, boom, capture it. Right, give it up, because that's a lie. As soon as you start feeling unworthy, that's a lie from the devil. Period. End of story. Do not let it do not let it overtake you. Okay, do not let it overtake you. And just remember, those people that hurt you, those people that say mean things, like as Joyce Meyer says, hurt people hurt other people. Because when hurt people, all they know how to do is hurt other people. That's all they how to do. All right. Do not give them power or authority over you. Just say, hey, I'm moving beyond this. I am changing my life. Okay. And I hope you got value from this. But let me just show you. Let me go here to sharing my screen. So let me show you where this stuff is at. Okay. So we're in the amazing Deering. Can you see my screen, Ron? We're good? Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. Okay. Awesome. All right. So for those of you folks, you know, that are part of the Deering Dream Team, which all of you are here, are definitely part of the awesome Deering Dream Team, come into Files and everything. So first off, we're gonna touch on this Robert Vision Team process in just a second. But you come on down here. He's got Ron has, you know, Ron, thank you. Thank you so much that everything that you do here for the team, you're just an amazing servant leader, everything. I mean, folks, there is so much information back here, okay? But you scroll down, here are the I am statements right here. Click on them, print them, say these to yourself at the very least, morning and night. At the very least, morning and night. Okay, these I am statements are here for you to use. Start reprogramming that 5%. I promise you. You want to be, the key is going to be consistency. You need to do this every day, every single day. Because in 30 days, I'm telling you, if you do this every day for 30 days, you are going to be a different person by the day 31. And guess what? Keep on doing them. I've been doing these now. And Melody, the amazing Melody Ryba introduced me to these, okay? Which I know they came from Robert as well. So they ultimately came from Robert, right? But these I am statements, she introduced me to them, okay? And these I am statements here, I've been doing them now for, I think, 90 days. And if I look at who I was on day one and now, man, I feel unstoppable. I feel unstoppable because I am reprogramming that 5%. I'm going to tell you, keep on doing it. Now, some of us, it may take longer than 30 days. Some of us, it may take longer than 90 days. Do them every single day. Kind of like brushing your teeth. Do you forget to brush your teeth? I hope you don't, right? Brush your teeth, right? I hope you're brushing your teeth in the morning and in the nighttime. Guess what? We'll do these as well. Look at these like brushing your teeth. I've got to do these, right? Because it cleanses you, right? So go here to the I am statements, okay? And they're just, you know, for those folks, we got some new people on here. Come in here, spend some time in here, all right? There's a lot of awesome information that Ron has in here, so thank you, Ron. But you want to come in here, and if you haven't gone already, because what we utilize here, if you ask me, Carlos, what is getting me to, you know, I'm 1,400 points away from, you know, hitting 25K. It's definitely first off, it's God. So thank you, God, and you know, in the heavens, okay. But second, to the team, all right. I am because of the team, all right. And so thank you to everyone here, and thank you to Ron as well, okay. But we follow the Roberts Vision Team process. So if you haven't already, first thing you want to do is you want to come in here and you want to watch this video. Thank you, Ron, for creating this as well. He created this video on how to use Roberts Vision Team process, and not only that, he's got a script for you here to use, all right? So it's different, right, as you're out there trying to build your business. Now, some of us are struggling bringing on customers and affiliates. Well, how do I do that? Well, we use Roberts Vision Team process. It's different leading with a gift as opposed to leading with, hey, take a look at my business, right? It's a whole different mindset. It creates less resistance to the person you're trying to talk to. Okay, so going through here, if you haven't already, go through this, all right? And then once you're here, the other thing you're going to want to go through is Roberts, all right? Let me go to Roberts thing. Here, let me move this thing to the side, all right? Because that's going to lead us, all right? That is going to lead us to the Vision Team. And if you haven't already, okay, you're going to want to come in here and go through these units, all right? Robert is a proven, documented mentor. All right, as he says, documentation beats conversation, and I love to add to it all day long, right? Documentation beats conversation all day long. Come in here and go through these units, right? Take the time, go in here, watch this video first, and just go through this process so that you know what this is about, okay? Make sure, if you haven't, make sure you do that. So now you guys know where it's at, all right? But I want to share another graphic with you. Let me stop sharing here for a second, make sure I got the right graphic up. And some of you have already seen this, but Ron Deering, you know, alluded to it a little bit earlier. So give me 1 second here. And here we go. Let me expand this. All right. And let me go back to the thing and share my screen. Okay. And this is the graphic by Mr. Bill Britt. Can you guys see this? We good? Can you see it? All right, awesome. So I love this graphic that Ron shared with me, and I didn't even know that Ron knew this guy. All right, I'm like, well, who's Bill Britt? You know, well, Bill Britt is the guy from Amway, and I know Jan knows him too. So I know when I showed this to Jan, she was like, yeah, oh, Bill Britt. She knew who it was right away. So this is a guy. No, and you know, this is in memory of him because he went on to be with the Lord already. Okay, and this is a man, all right, simple man that shows you the secret formula on how to rank advance, okay, and eventually become a multimillionaire, because that's what's going to end up happening, right? How to rank advance in any business, okay? So how do we do it? Well, it starts out right here. Here's the key. He actually showed the plan. What is the plan? The business opportunity. He showed the business opportunity to 1,200 people, okay? 1,200 people. 900 said no. And guess what? That's okay, because most of them will say no. And this is how the numbers do work out, okay? This is how the numbers work out. So Don and I and James and Meredith, we came from a high-ticket affiliate marketing company that they would give us leads, okay? They would give us leads to help close for the company because we were actually coaches, okay? And guess what? Out of every 100 leads and to get into that program, it cost $49. They called it an application fee, and it got them into this 21-step program. All the new client that jumped on board, all they had to do, let me stop sharing for just a second. All that new person had to do was make an appointment on our calendar for the initial phone call that we as coaches would do to speak to them. All right. And it was that first phone call was just a 10 or 15-minute phone call. And guess what? Out of every 100 people that purchased that $49 application fee to get into the 21-step program, 80% of them didn't even bother to get started. 80% of them didn't even bother to get started. All right. And this is after repeated emails, phone calls and voicemails and text messages. So you're like, well, who's crazy enough to do that? I want to tell you, humans. Right? We're humans. One of the sayings that I love that Ron says is the best part of network marketing is the people. The worst part of network marketing is the people. Right? So what does he mean by that? You know, humans are finicky, right? You know, we're often looking, what are we doing? We're looking for the quick fix. Right? You know, when someone is looking for, oh my goodness, you know, I want to change my life. I want to change how I feel about I want to change my fitness level. So we buy this product, whether it's some kind of protein shake or some kind of fitness thing or exercise. And then all of a sudden we get it and we're like, oh, wait a second. You mean I got to change my lifestyle too? I got to change, I got to exercise a little bit. Oh, that's not for me, because we're looking for a quick fix. You know what? I'm looking to change my life financially. You know, let me go on the internet and search all these different programs. Right? And they get into it and they come in like, oh, wow, you mean I got to do work? Yeah, you got to do work, you know? So, but why? Those are humans. Who understands humans, right? That's just how we are. We're looking for the quick fix, okay? But I want to tell you that's okay. That's okay. And I want to show you why, okay? Let me share my screen again. All right, Bill Britt, how we going here? Okay, let me expand this. All right, so these 1,200, 900 are going to say no. But guess what? 300 are going to sign up. 300 of the 900 are going to sign up. Of those 300, only 85 are going to do anything at all, right? So remember I told you about 80% wouldn't even get started, right? So let's take 85, divide that by 300, right? That comes out to about 80%. All right. And that's how the numbers work out. So again, you're going to get people that sign up and you're like super excited. You're super stoked. And then they're like, well, wait a second. Why are only 85 showing up to do the work? Human nature. All right. Folks come in, they look at it, they get excited, but that's okay. You know what? They're going to fall off, but that's okay. I mean, does that mean you give up on them? No, I don't give up on the people that haven't, you know, that don't believe in themselves and aren't focused. I still reach out to them. Right. But I'm going to run with the 85 that are doing anything at all, right? I'm going to really run with this. I'm going to spend extra special time with these 85. And guess what? Of those 85, 35 of them took it really serious. And of those 35, 11 made him a millionaire. So what did Bill Britt do? He showed this thing to a lot of people, folks, and that's what it takes. So when you're out there prospecting is a numbers game. You should be contacting a minimum of 25 people per day, new people per day, anyone, all right? And all you're doing, right, and what are you doing? You're taking them through the Roberts Hollis Vision Team process. That's what you're doing. So you're trying to show 1,200 people, right, minimum of 25 a day, but, 25 people a day through the Vision Team process. Most are going to say no. Some are going to sign up. 85 are going to get started. 35 take it serious. 11 make them a millionaire. And that is the key. So if you were to ask, Ron and myself and anybody that's ranking up, like, what is the secret, to success? It's doing what Bill Britt does. Because guess what Bill Britt teaches? Does he teach us to recruit, 20, 30, 50 many, people every single month? No. He teaches whoever you bring on, start working with them and work deep. And Robert says this all the time. Help them get results. Help them get results. Because if you help them get results, guess what happens? They stick around. Because 97% of the people that jump on board, they don't get any results. And then that's why they leave and they jump on to the next opportunity and next opportunity. But thank God we have a very special community here, right? That Robert has showed us, right? Robert has showed us how to have success, how to impact lives, right? And the secret to this, here's the secret, okay? Try and get 4 people every single month. Do you need 10? Do you need 20? If you can get that, that's fine, right? But when you get all those people on board, it's harder to work with that many people so quickly, right? So I focus on just trying to get 4 every single month. Try and get 4 a month. And if all you get is 1, that's fine. That's fine. If all you get is 1 preferred customer, that's fine. Stay close to that customer. Communicate with them. So they need to know, because they came on board because they trusted you. All right, I'm going to repeat that. They came on board because they trusted you. So you work with them in any way, shape, or form. Now, there's going to be some people, all right? There's going to be some people that they jump on board and you reach out to them and they're just like, they kind of like fell off the face of the earth, right? Who's ever gotten people like that, right? It happens, right? They're part of, remember the 300 that signed up, right? 215 didn't even get started. They're part of the 215. That's okay. You'll still try to reach out to them, right? Because maybe as they start seeing your success and you're setting the example, eventually some of them may come back and jump on board. Okay? So folks, that is the secret here. That is the secret. So start working on your mindset. Start working on those because that's really where it starts at. What's preventing you from having success is how you feel about yourself, that you feel you're not worthy. Stop believing that lie, because you are all worthy. You are all special and made in the image of God. Okay? So stop believing that and start believing who you are meant to be, who you are called to be, and start serving others. Because when you start doing that, the blessings start to come and you start feeling good about yourself. All right? So hopefully you guys got a lot of value from this. I love you guys. Let me see who's asking some questions here. Awesome. Thank you guys. I love you guys. Let's see. Debbie's asking, I was told by my mentor that I talk too much. I feel so bad because I am trying so hard. Okay. Debbie, I'm going to tell you, when you're saying, Debbie, can you unmute yourself? So when you're saying, for example, that you talk too much, like what do you mean by that?
Well, she's like telling me that I'm sending too much stuff to him.
Okay. Well, okay. One of the things
like
that we
too many videos.
Okay. Yeah, you want to keep it simple. You want to keep it as simple as possible. Simple is the key. You want to keep it as simple as possible. Okay. And so typically, if you go through that Roberts Vision Team process, you're really only just sending them one thing. So I want you to take the time, all right? Go into the Daring Dream Team, go into files, and go and watch that video on the Roberts Vision Team process, and then take the time to go through the actual units in the Vision Team.
Okay.
And just follow that process and keep it simple, okay? And here's another thing too. When you get someone, here's a little psychology. It's called posture, right? One of my favorite words is posture, and the other one is detachment, okay? When you reach out to someone and someone has expressed an interest, okay, you don't want to go too crazy. And what I mean by that is because I used to do this. I used to like, hey, did you watch the video? Like I was on them, like a bad date, right? Like a bad date, and what happens is we kind of become stalkerish. Now we kind of become stalkerish, right? So what I do is I call it the power of posture. I know what I have here. Posture is believing what you have. And sorry about that. That was one of my dogs over there. Posture is believing what you have in spite of the results or what else anyone else thinks. Believe in what you have, believe in yourself, okay? And then detach. Like, hey, just following up to see if it's something that you thought it was for you, and maybe not, that's totally fine, So detach from it because you know what you have here, all right? And believing in yourself and believing in the product. And when you do that, when you come in with confidence and enthusiasm, it shows. And that energy gets transferred to that person, all right? And they know that, like, wow, look at how confident Debbie is. So she doesn't even really care whether I join or not, right? When you have that mentality, that mindset, I'm telling you, like, you have the power. The power is all in you, all right? The other thing you want to do too, all right, is even if you're not having success, folks, even if you're not having success, share the success of everyone else that is having success here, all right? Because that starts to attract people to you, all right? For example, Ron today posted a graphic of Lily who hit 5K. I posted of one of James who hit 5K, all right? Post both of them. I'm gonna post one later today or tomorrow. Like, man, it's raining 5Ks. Look at all the people. I'm gonna put up the graphic. Like, look at all the people having success on our team. That starts to attract people, all right?
On your profile?
On my profile, absolutely.
Okay.
I want to celebrate the success that our team is having. And you want to let people know how excited you are because look at this awesome system, right? This awesome family that we have where everyone's having success. Well, not everyone, but don't exaggerate, right? But so many members of our team are having success. Celebrate other people's success and do it consistently because that's going to start to like, wow, Debbie, what are you doing? What is your team doing to have success? Well, hey, let me show you. And then that's when you go through the Roberts Vision Team process. Does that help you, Debbie?
Yeah, it does.
Awesome. Yeah, please take the time.
Thank you, Carlos.
You're very welcome. Yeah,
I love you, man.
You're very special. I love you, Debbie. You're awesome. All right. So,
Thank
Debbie,
you.
please go through that. You're very welcome. Please go through that process as I showed you in the Deering Dream Team, and then go to the Roberts units as well. Okay.
I will.
A lot of value. Okay.
Thank you.
Let me say something here real quick to everybody too. Is the object of the game is to say as little as you can to as many as you can. Okay. Too many times we're in the sorting game. So what we want to do is get in front of as many people as we can and sort them. If someone is taking a lot of your time, I can almost guarantee you, from my experience over the years, is even if you can convince them to become a part of the business, it's going to be a lifetime of convincing them. And you don't want to do that. That becomes a job, right? So you want to sort. You want to become a professional sorter. You want to say as little as you can to as many as you can. Take them through the system, take them through the steps, boom, boom, boom. I do this, all day long. I'll be talking to somebody and they'll reach out to me and they'll say, hey, how you doing? They want to build a rapport. How you doing, Ron? How's it going? How's your day? How's your family? Great, man. Everything is going great. Let me ask you, would you mind if I offered you a free gift? And all of a sudden their whole demeanor changes. Everything changes about them because what? You're not going to pitch me? And then I go through the process. And at the end of the day, the process either does what it's supposed to or it doesn't. But it's the process that I'm in love with, not the results. I don't care about the results. And I say that meaning, oh yeah, of course I do. I'm pushing hard right now. But it's the process that keeps you going. If we get tied into and married so tightly to the results, what comes with that is the lack of results and the depression that sets in. If we get tied to the process, which is in fact the only thing that you can control, you can't control the results. I'm pretty good at convincing people. I'm pretty good at closing deals, even though I'm not a closer. But I'm pretty good at sharing my passion and my vision with people and getting them on board. But I still don't control that. I can only control what I can give to them. I can't control what they're going to say. I can't control what they're going to do. So you've got to learn to marry yourself to the process and get that process down to as simple and concise as possible so that you can use that little bit to get in front of a lot of bits. When you get good at that, and when you become good at that sorting process, you'll start building your team. If you listen to and hear the story behind, Carlos, his first month in the business, in 17 days, he hit, 10K affiliate. Now, he talked to a lot of people, but if you look at his numbers, he only recruited 14 people. Not hundreds, not 70, not 80, 14 people. That month, I hit 10K affiliate and closed the month out at 24,000 in volume. I only recruited 23 people. Now, some of you are saying, 23 people, that's a lot. But if you look at the leaderboards, there are people out there that are recruiting hundreds of people, 50, 60, 100 people. And then if you go look at where they are in rank recognition, they're at 10K, maybe 25K. So there's this relationship that says you don't have to be out there recruiting a ton of people. Debbie, if you bring in 2 people and you take the time with those 2 people to get them success as quickly as possible, you'll have more success than most people in the company. Because those people that you've given success to them, you now take those new people and you work with them. But we have been taught that the leaderboard is where you need to be. We've been taught that you need to, you need to win contests, you need to win promotions, you need to do all these things. And I'm not saying those things are bad. I'm just saying that they divert you from the reality of what needs to be done. And that's build and work with your team. I'm going to tell you, Bill Britt, one of the things I learned from him so many years ago, 5 or 6, okay, wasn't that at all. So 40 years ago was the fact that you work with your team. You have to get a team. That's where the recruiting comes. But once you get that team, the next step is to work with that team, to build that team, to love on that team, to let people meet the people on your team where they're at. You're going to have people on your team that we talked about earlier, $100 a month is perfect for them. They need to feel that they're as big a part of the community as the people that are making $5,000 a month. And if you're not developing that in your team, from the moment you get one person, it's going to be hard when you get 10 people. That needs to be your philosophy, your mentality. That needs to be your mantra from the first person you bring in. I'm looking at that person, and maybe I'm talking to LW, and I'm saying, "Hey, LW, whatever you want to do, I want to find out where your situation is." For those of you who don't know, LW and I have been friends since we were little kids. His father was one of the best mentors I've ever had in my life. But I sat down with LW and said, "Okay, let's obviously catch up. But where are you at? Where are you at with your job? Where are you at with all these things?" The next person you get in, I sat down with, you sit down. I talked to Janice, and Janice and I have had a couple of Zooms and chatted. And I find out, where she is and where she wants to go and what she wants to do. And you work with that. And then she builds an amazing team and you work with them. And you just keep doing that. It's a one at a time,
Okay.
person by person. That's how you do it. Okay?
Thank you, Ron.
You're very welcome. And don't, I want everybody to feel like, everybody that's here to feel like they can reach out to us at any point in time. Okay. And I know we're getting an hour and a half, way past my normal bedtime. I mean, my normal
I
time.
appreciate that. Thank you.
You're very welcome, Terry.
All right.
You guys has helped me so much, more than my mentors ever helped me. And I do appreciate it.
God bless you.
We're here to help. Thank you so much.
Go ahead, James.
I love you guys.
Love you, Debbie.
Hi, James here. Make sure I'm unmuted. You guys can hear me okay? Okay. There was a question that Stacy posted on the in the chat, and I just wanted to make sure we didn't miss her. But she was stating that how do we cope with, people who refuse your help? It always leaves her feeling so sad about it. And I just want to personally just share for us, we before we even send a message out for people, personally for us, we pray about, we pray and ask God that the message that we send out, that He only shows and reveals to us those people that can be directly impacted in a positive way. So before the rejection even comes, the rejection has to come from God first. So it's about perception. So by us having that type of perception, for those who are called, those are the ones that are going to answer. And those are the ones that God has called for us to help. So by us having that perception, we're able to keep our posture, and we continue to keep our day positive, and we continue to be made whole, knowing that we're doing God's work and not our own. That's what I want to say.
Thank you, James. Stacy, one of the things too is that, you can, and I love this saying that, we've all heard in our lives, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. We just can't do that. But here's what we can do. And I get this from Ray Higdon many, many years ago. We can salt their food. Does that make sense? A horse or a person that's ate a bunch of salt, what's the next step they're going to want to do? Get a drink, right? So we may not be able to, we can lead a horse to water, but we can't make them drink, but we can salt their food. And with our people sometimes, and I would never suggest that we get emotionally detached, but some people just don't, we've led them to the pond to drink, and they just don't want to drink. And it gets not only frustrating, but you start to feel like, wow, why aren't they listening to what I'm doing? Why aren't they moving forward? Why aren't they, doing what I'm asking them to do? And it makes us feel bad. And I know exactly what you're talking about. The next step for me is I try to salt their water. I try to salt their food. I try to do whatever I can to help them see that they need to drink, that they need to either listen to me or that they need to move forward. But there are just going to be people out there that are happy in their situation, no matter how bad or where they're at. And, it's like Carlos said earlier, this has been one of my sayings in life for a long time, but I love network marketing. I got involved with network marketing because of my love of helping people. And there's a huge, huge blessing of network marketing is we get to work with people. The huge, huge disappointment and heartache and sadness is we get to work with people. And, it is one of those things that unfortunately everybody's not going to do what we want them to, or not going to, take our advice and so forth. And we still continue to love on them. We still continue to, offer and be there when they need us. But we cannot take our time away from those, from the people that really want to do the work and really want to have the success. And I'm sorry, we're at 10:30, and I've made a promise to myself on these trainings that I will respect everybody's time. I know that, at a certain point in life, we get to a attention span. And I don't know what it is. I know I've heard numbers like 7 minutes and all that stuff, but I know an hour and a half is most of our attention spans. And guess what? The longer I keep you on here means the longer that you're kept away from your family, doing the business, doing whatever you need to do, because we do this business so that we can have time with our families. So I'm going to honor and respect that. And I know some of you in a half hour here, less than a half hour, are on Robert Hollis's new tribe that is coming up. So I want you to have time to do things in between that. So I hope this has helped you guys. I hope this is giving you some inspiration. Let's give it up for Carlos. And as always, he brings the heat. And, when he talks about mindset, don't underestimate that. I know so many times I'm guilty of that. So many times in life, when people start talking about mindset, I'd go, oh no, here we go again. And it cost me a lot. What goes on between here is the most important thing that you can do. So I'll tell you one funny story before I go. I was getting some training from a gentleman named Tom Hopkins. And Tom Hopkins, if you haven't heard of him, is one of the greatest sales trainers in the world. He started out as a young kid, and he says just hilarious. He's got so many funny stories. And he was talking about being in front of the great Zig Ziglar. And he and his buddy are sitting, they race, they push, they shove their way to the front. They're sitting in the first row, 2 seats together, right in front of Zig Ziglar and listening to him. And Zig Ziglar is talking all about mindset. And Zig Ziglar looks at everybody in the audience. He says, you become what you think about most in life. And the guy sitting next to Tom Hopkins looks over and he whispers, he says, oh no, I think I'm going to become a woman. Okay. Guess you had to be there. When I heard that, I laughed for 10 minutes because the reality is that what Zig Ziglar said is so very true. What we put in here, what we think about most in life, that is exactly who and what we're going to become. So God bless you all. Thank you so much. Let's make these next 6 days amazing. We got people on the edge of making ranks. Let's help them all. Let's get all together. I would love to see this team get to 50K and above, but I would more love it because we've got people that are rank advancing. So God bless you. I hope you all have an amazing day. Thank you all for everything.
Thanks, Ron. Thanks, Carlos.
Thank you, Ron.
Love you guys. Love you guys.
Love you
Thank
guys.
you so much.
Thank
you.
Bye. Thank you, everybody.
Hi, Jessica.
Thank you, Ron.
Gina, good to see you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Ron.
Cutie.
Goodbye,
Bye.
LW.
Thank you,
Good to
guys.
see
Thanks,
you.
Ron and Carlos.
50K.
All right. Love you guys.
Congratulations. Stacy, good to see you. Jana, good to see you.
Thanks, everyone.
Hey, Troy, good to see you.
Okay, see you, Ron.
Thank
Jana's
you.
got that big
Everybody.
smile on her face. I love it.
Yeah.
Jessica,
Yeah. So does Jessica Pankey. Everybody got big smiles. That's awesome.
I know. Aaron,
Thanks,
good
guys.
to see you. Great to talk.
Good to see you,
Chris,
Ron,
good to see
Carlos.
you.
Awesome. Jana's always smiling. Look at that big smile she
I
has.
know, she just got a smile on her face. Oh, look at that little one with Jessica. What a sweetheart.
Aw.
Hey, Carlos. Hey, Ron. Thank you, guys.
Good to see you. You're welcome. Good to see you. Kimbra, good to see
Very
you.
welcome. Love you guys. You guys are awesome. You guys are fearfully and wonderfully made. God's special miracle. Love you guys so much.
What an awesome family. God bless y'all.
God bless you, Ron.
God bless you, Ron.
God bless you. Thank you, Debbie. Hi, Cheryl,
Hey, Ron.
James, Joanne, Daniel. Billy, good to see you, my brother. Edgar. All right, guys. Oh, Letitia, good to see you. Jason, talk about a superstar. Jason is just starting to move like crazy. God bless everybody. And he's at work. I love it.
Bye, Ron. Thanks.
Bye, Jason.